Hello, namaste. My name is Jeremy Matthew Ginsberg, and in this video, I'm going to share about my journey of self-healing and specifically around living foods, the raw food diet, the mucusless diet, similar to what Dr. Morse teaches. And this is my 1 year progress report. That's right, progress. There has been lots of progress, lots of transformation, lots of healing, lots of challenges and shadow. And I will start by sharing the story of 1 year ago. So I'm filming this on January 26th, and 1 year ago, the beloved basketball player Kobe Bryant passed away in a tragic helicopter crash. I grew up playing basketball. I played for my high school. We were state champs. There was a time in my life when basketball was essentially my religion, my muse, my passion. That was all I thought about, all I wanted to do. And 1 year ago, I woke up in a pool of depression and suicidal thoughts and anxiety and heaviness and fatigue. And it wasn't the first day that I had experienced that. This was a common energy that I was experiencing. And so I was on the phone with a healer of mine that I've been working with, and he was offering me a session, and I was receiving. And for whatever reason, usually I don't do this when I'm on a call and receiving, I checked my phone or something came up. I was checking my WhatsApp messages, or maybe it was Chrome, and the news that Kobe Bryant had passed away. I found out while I was talking to him. And so I said, we were in the midst of doing practice. He was holding space for me. I was doing some of these exercises he was guiding me through. And then I said, whoa, wait. Kobe Bryant died? And he said, yeah. And that affected me on a deep level. For a while, Kobe Bryant was the priest, the king of the NBA, of basketball. I looked up to him. He was, in a way, representing this God archetyped for me. And to know that he had died in a tragic way, which was so sad, and the ripples that I felt from that, combined with the fact that I was having these thoughts that I didn't want to be here anymore, and that someone who meant so much to me and American pop culture and sports had passed away tragically, I knew I needed to do something. So that was a wake-up call that I need to take action. I'm not okay. There is things going on inside of my psyche that are scary and extremely difficult, and I needed to change. So I decided on that call with my coach at the time that I was going to seek help in Western medication, seeking pharmaceuticals and some sort of pill. And I was under the impression, I'm broken, I need fixing, I'm not okay, I shouldn't be thinking this way, I'm wrong, I'm my human body, my energy, something's wrong with the makeup, and I need assistance to fix that. So later that day, I called a close friend here in Vietnam, and I asked her if she knew any psychiatrists who could prescribe me medication to help with my depression and suicidal thoughts. And she said she didn't know, but she said she would help. And then we ended up talking, and she was listening to what I was going through, and she asked if I was open for any suggestions while I find a doctor who's going to give me this pill, who's going to get me back into some sort of stability. And the main thing she offered and suggested is that I tried a raw food diet. And at the time, I felt like I had nothing to lose. I said, sure, I'll do the raw diet, and then I'll find a psychiatrist. He'll give me a pill. He'll fix this shit. I won't have to look at this place anymore. I'll be less broken, and I'll carry on with my life and move forward. So, so that was how the raw foods movement, if you will, this lifestyle was introduced to me. It was at a place of deep darkness and despair and desperation. And I said yes. I literally felt like I had nothing to lose, so I said yes. I had also already done fruit fasts in the past and had experimented with the Gerson therapy diet, and I did the master fast for a few weeks, so it wasn't new, it wasn't too extreme. I was just like, all right, fine, whatever. So I ended up taking a lot of marijuana that day and somehow balancing my emotional energies, and met up with a friend that night who held amazing space. And I really, that day though, I prayed more than ever before with such intensity. I was like, okay, if there is a God, if there's a spirit, if there's something more beyond this physical realm, show yourself. I'm ready. I prayed with such intensity. I screamed. I called on anything that I'd ever heard of in any movie or fairy tale or spiritual ceremony, and I just said, all right, please, I'm ready. Where's the help? Where's the assistance? And I remember I was on the beach. I was in this like warrior energy, screaming, yelling at the trees. I was like, all right, trees, come on. If you're alive, if there's energy, come on. And this deep intensity, this warrior, tribal, shamanic, desperate prayer for help. And I definitely received that through friends, and I ended up not being able to find a psychiatrist that day because they were closed. It was the Chinese New Year, the Tet holiday here in Vietnam. And so not only did I go through this huge, oh my gosh, I need help, I need Western medicine, conventional pills, these things that inside of me I felt conflicted about, I couldn't. I had to be patient. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can handle one more day, 2 more days, and then I'll find a psychiatrist to fix me. That was definitely the energy and reality I was in. So I ended up eating mostly fruit that day. Didn't eat so much. I wasn't really, hungry. And then I remember the next day I felt significantly better. Still was unsure. I was like, what do I do? But definitely was feeling more in my center and less panicky and anxious. And then so I figured, all right, I'll go another day raw and see how it feels. 2 days later, felt even better. 3 days later, I swear, I woke up and I was so high. I felt so open. I felt so connected. I was a completely different person. And for that time being, I accredited that to the raw foods. And I thought, wow, okay, this is a sign. The universe is saying, yes, follow this path, keep eating fruit, do this detox. And for the next basically 6 to 10 weeks, all I was interested in is studying, learning the material, reading the mucusless diet, Dr. Morse's book, The Grape Cure, just like absorbing myself in the information and the science and the case studies and the stories about the raw foods movement and living foods and how to cleanse and detox the body. I was sold. Then it became this topsy-turvy up and down. I realized, okay, there's more than just the food and the physical. There is the mental and the emotional and the subtle body, and they all go together. So since then, I've been on this epic journey of self-healing, self-purification, detoxification. And here I am 1 year later, and I literally feel like I'm a different person. I don't even know how to explain in words how I feel now versus then. But it's incredibly positive. I feel like I have a life again. I have energy. I can give my gift and create things and make plans, and I have zero suicidal thoughts or tendencies. I feel grounded. Eh. I feel centered more and powerful, still feeling ungrounded, though that's this next phase. So so that is how I got into the raw foods. Since then, it's been a journey. There has been depression. There has been healing crises. I went through about 6 weeks where I could barely walk. There was pus coming on the left side of my body. My foot had been itchy and it puffed up with inflammation and it hurt to walk, and I just surrendered and sat and rested all day. I had hives on my body for a full week and had to take oatmeal baths and rub aloe vera around my body and just shake because it itched so much. Um, I did a I think it's like a liver cleanse where with olive oil, and that just sent me into a deep state of fatigue. So I've been been through a lot, but it's been worth it. It's so worth it. I feel more grounded in my truth than ever before, and in my faith, and my stomach is so resilient. There was a time when I was so sensitive, and if I were to have an emotional craving and say I would eat bread or noodles or vegan pizza or crackers, whatever it may be, it was challenging because I was following the craving, not what my stomach wanted. So I would eat something and eat it fast, or I'd be ungrounded and emotional, and then my stomach would react and it would hurt, or I would have pains, or be uncomfortable to poop the next day or whatnot. But in the last few months, it really feels like my body can handle a lot more. And to me, that is a huge shift, because as soon as I went from suicidal depression to, oh my gosh, I feel alive and connected to everything and we are one, love, all this beautiful, ungrounded, woo woo, hippy dippy stuff, I saw fruit and raw foods as the path to liberation. So I was looking into, okay, can I do more fasts? Can I do a water fast, juice fast, and get to this place where I just eat mono fruit, and then I can be free from this body and this horrible realm of suffering and just fly and hang out in the astral plane and be breatharian. And that was my escape route, though I was still escaping. That was me trying to run away from the human experience, from being grounded here in my body on the earth, and being in the world. So a big shift happened when I started following what I like to call heart's truth, or intuition, of just what felt natural. And instead of cheating and having treats, it felt like I needed to eat heavier foods to ground me. It was like that's what my body needed. And so it was a big shift in my psychology. Before, I was like, all the cooked food and all the stuff that made me sick is bad, and all the stuff that helps me heal is good. And there was still this division and duality within that. So I was pushing away meat and cheese and sweet potato fries and all these things that I still craved and enjoy. Soft pretzels, ugh, vegan cheesecake, yes, And I was like, no, I can't have those, because in order to be happy and healthy and free, I need to keep eating only raw and only fruit. So there's this inner conflict in me. Though now it seems like I have strengthened my system where I can still handle foods that are heavier and more dense and perhaps more difficult to digest, but I can still enjoy them. It's not like it sends me into this cocoon of healing and self-judgment and these things. One beautiful metaphor that I got from a friend who's also a mentor is, it's like we have this inner fire on the inside. And when the fire is small, we can eat things or receive energies, and it can dampen this fire greatly. So that's not only how I felt with heavy foods, but also with loud noises and cigarettes and stimulations. It was just like I was so sensitive, and this inner fire was small. It's just like a little candle, and so it blew out, and then I would be tired and have all these horrible headaches, and I'd need to rest and recover and sleep 12 hours and all these things. However, if you build up that inner flame, it can be expanded, and the flame grows in this internal sun that is often talked about in spirituality. And once that inner fire is big and strong, then it's just burnt whatever you're consuming. So it feels to me like my flame is much bigger. I can eat rice and quinoa and even some bread or noodles or the occasional cooked oils, and my system can handle it. It doesn't knock me flat on my face and then I feel like I'm drowning for the next few days. And so to me, it's just been a big shift of reclaiming my power from all foods, from all science and information, and really trusting in my experience. For example, the other day I went out to eat with my partner. We had a vegan pizza, we had, noodles, all these things, and I felt great. It was like exactly what my body needed. I was like, yes, I need carbs, I need heavy food, I need fat, my body needs protein, my system needs fuel. And to me that is so liberating, because for a while I was like, okay, I have to renounce all these foods that I love, whether it's from my childhood or from now. And now I just feel much more free, where I can eat whatever I want, and I can handle the consequence. Of course, I'm not going to go out and eat a cheeseburger and buffalo wings and French fries, but we had vegan chili fries, a couple months back, and like I was able to handle it, and it's okay. I even had some alcohol throughout the year. After about 5 years of strict no drinking, I had a few beers, I had some wine. It was okay. Actually, the beer was better on my system, even though I knew wine should be healthier, and the beer has fermentation and yeast and wheat, but the beer felt all right, and my system responded to that. So it's been an incredible journey of just trusting in my experience rather than what the text says, or what my friends say, or what my parents say. And that has been super liberating. So what am I eating now? I I'm still mostly raw, you could say, though given the huge amount of expansion and shift that I've been feeling recently, I would say usually, I don't know, maybe it's like 60% raw. Like I'm becoming less and less. At first I committed to 90 days, 99% raw. That was my commitment to myself, and that came from desperation, and I needed that rigidness to commit to that. And then after a week, 2 weeks went by, I'm like, wow, I feel amazing. I don't need doctors. I don't need pills. I'm just going to keep doing this raw thing. So then after 90 days, I was in and out, a week on, 2 days off, celebrating, having some bread, eating the bread, feeling dry, having this confusion. It's like my mind wants to enjoy these foods, but my body and my being doesn't. So that was a bit complicated. And then more recently, it's been, 80%, and then now like 70, 60, 50%. I feel I really need grains. My body needs quinoa. Potatoes have been really yummy and grounding. Um, yeah, I just feel like I'm stepping into my masculine grounded energy, and the fruit is great, but to me it's just like all sweet, and now I want bitter. I want vegetables and greens and grounding energy, things that come from the ground, roots that can bring me down into my lower centers and be more like a rock instead of this, flying banana out in the open of eating dragon fruit and mango and oranges, and that's all beautiful, but it's just the flow of listening to my body. So typically I've been pretty much raw until like most days like 3 or 4 p.m. So I'll have maybe some cacao, which is borderline raw, some tea. Um, oh, I can mention substances in a moment. I'll come to that because that's been a big area of transformation for me. So yeah, usually, and then around 3 4 p.m. maybe I'll start to have some leftover quinoa from the night before. So it's like I start my day light, and then later as the day goes on, I have more energy, maybe quinoa or rice or rice paper. We've been making spring rolls. It's amazing here. And yeah, so clean grains, but also like even plain rice, plain potatoes, things that my mind says, "Oh, I shouldn't be eating this. This is empty calories. It's bad." It feels good. It feels like my system needs it. So I'm just taking it one day at a time, really, and just trusting that my body will give feedback and tell me how to adjust. Um, so substances. Yeah, substances and herbs. So that's something that I've definitely come a long way, especially when I moved into this lifestyle. I was receiving a lot of support from my friend who's Dr. Morse certified and been through that program. So she was helping me have, the right support, herbal support for the kidneys and for the bowels, and taking all these herbal supplements to help me sleep and help with my, pineal gland and all these little things that she saw in my iridology chart. So since then, I've just completely reclaimed my power and just trusted that like when I need something, my body will say it, and I'll be drawn to a specific food, whether it's more mint or more potatoes or more fruit, and that I don't need to. At least it feels this way. I don't need to think about like, am I getting enough nutrients? Am I getting too much this? Not enough protein? Not enough fat? All these things that I feel like I've been conditioned into making my diet and filling my nutritional needs has been an external thing. It's like, let me track my calories. What percentage of my daily value is in this? And it's just like become this mind metric instead of actually dropping into my body and being like, okay, what is my body craving? Oh, I would like this. I would like more of this. I want this tea. I want this juice. I want more coconuts. And so that's been beautiful for me because for a while I was like really needing to know everything and understand, and now I just trust in my body, and whew, I trust in my body. I don't think I've ever said that and actually meant it in the energy that it just came through, and that's beautiful. I don't think I trusted my body for most of my life. It was not a fun place to inhabit. So yeah, I trust my body. And I don't trust my mind. I trust my body way more than my mind. That is my truth. So when it comes to supplements and herbs, there's a while where there's this scarcity mindset. I'm not getting enough of this. I need more herbs. I need these tinctures and all these things. And then I finally just went cold turkey. It's like, no, I don't want any herbs. They're expensive. It's bothering me. It's annoying. Like, I'm just gonna see how I fare without them, and I've been fine. And it's resulted in a shift as well as how I treat other substances such as caffeine or marijuana or plant medicine, psychedelics, which has been a great part of my healing journey. At this point, I feel more independent and grounded in everything that I have in this current state. I feel like I don't need a pill to help me fall asleep. I don't need a pill to help me wake me up. I don't need coffee. I don't need tea. I don't even need painkillers. I definitely did at some points throughout the year. Mostly THC, marijuana, a little bit of kratom, which I made a video about, a while back, and then also some blue lotus and valerian root to help me fall asleep, some passion flower, and then also psychedelic substances. I took a lot of ayahuasca. I had a lot of solo ayahuasca journeys throughout the year as a part of my initiation and connecting with the universe and going into my shadow and realizing where I'm getting in my own way and facing my deeper truths. Though at this point, it just feels like I have access to all I need. And it's all inside of me. It's all accessible. It's all available. I just have to drop in to the present moment and really sense it and feel it and perceive it, not just through my mind, but through my body, through my belly, through my heart, through my felt perception. And that feels so empowering. I've been so in this dependency, addiction energy with substances. I would take away THC, but do more coffee and coffee enemas. I would take away coffee, but then I'll drink a lot of tea and cacao and find other stimulants. I would take away mushrooms and replace it with ayahuasca. Take away ayahuasca, replace it with peyote or something. So that's been very much a part of my journey, and I'm grateful for it. I've had a lot of beautiful shamanic experiences. It's helped me grow, though I'm in this place of just coming back to the center, back to stillness, back to my humanness, and just being like, wow, this body is powerful. And when it's nurtured and has all the correct nutrients and is purified from all the detoxing from generations and ancestral trauma and childhood trauma and all of the pains and yucky mucus, which is a representation for pains and stagnation and contractions in my system, is released, then it's beautiful. Then creativity just flows. Then I feel connected with life instead of this broken aspect that needs some sort of pill to fit back in or some sort of approval. So it's been an incredible journey, incredible transformation. I'm excited because now I guess I didn't even get into how I got super into making smoothie bowls. I was so passionate about these cacao banana elixirs with maca powder and cinnamon and coconut shavings, and just this creativity just kept flowing and coming through in the kitchen. And now just I feel like I've learned so much. It's really helped me have deep respect for the feminine energy who lives in the kitchen, or that's the temple of making the food and preparing it and connecting with the food every step of the way, of this nurturing. Like, I would make these meals and it's just like, it's this beautiful creation, it's this dance, it's like writing a song or creating art and poetry, but instead of people listening to it, they get to eat it and like put it inside of their bodies, you know? That's how I felt in the kitchen. It's like poetry and fruit and raw foods, and then I get to put it inside other people's bellies. So that's been an incredible experience and really helped me own my inner chef, my inner creative in the culinary arts, and decorating it and just really enjoying the moment, enjoying the flow. That's something that I never experienced until this past year. I was more just like, give me something cheap, healthy, and convenient, and I hope it doesn't taste horrible. So my relationship with food has definitely shifted. At the same time, it's definitely expanded and opened up. I feel I don't judge people who eat meat or eat fried foods anymore. I also don't feel I have that many, quote, cravings. It's more like I have openings to certain foods. I'm like, oh, I could go for some potatoes. I could go for this. But rarely I'm like, I need popcorn. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely had those experiences where my inner child needed popcorn. So I made him popcorn. I ate it. I felt like crap. But at a certain point, I learned from those experiences, and now I feel much more clear. I feel like I have greater clarity and less suffering, and I'm also surrendered. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. Maybe I'll come back to alcohol and meat and cheeseburgers. I haven't had dairy in like years, but maybe that's in flow for me, just to prove to myself that I can. If that's what my body needs, like a bite of cheese, I have no idea. I am just letting go of this illusion of control and trusting in whatever beats our hearts, and whatever the energy that was behind creation, if you will. So it has definitely been a spiritual experience for me. At the same time, everyone's got their own journey, and I'm not a raw foods fanatic and social activist trying to bang on everyone's door and change the world. I feel like I have done my part, and I continue to play my role in uplifting the planet by working on myself and purifying myself, and that feels like enough for me. It feels good. It really, really does. Ah, all right. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the comments and support and advice and questions that I've gotten from the amazing community on the internet in the past year. I I'm here for you. If you have any questions, at the same time, I'll just probably hold up a mirror and come back to you and ask what you feel is best for you, because I didn't arrive to where I am today by following someone else's advice and eating apples when someone told me I needed apples. It was a journey of me getting lost and then finding my way. And if that's possible for me, then it's possible for you. I don't have some unique connection to guidance and wisdom that's not available for you. So it feels more in flow to me to offer support to help people come back to that channel of truth that we're all connected to. So that is feeling more in flow of my purpose and passion, to help people with that, rather than say, you need to do 3 months of this and enemas and these herbs and that. That stuff doesn't feel as much in my offerings to the world these days. But who knows? I don't know anything. Everything I said just in this video tomorrow could be completely irrelevant. All I know is that I don't know. All right, my beautiful people. Thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Jeremy Matthew Ginsberg, coming to you live from Central Vietnam. If anybody's in Vietnam, please let me know. We'd love to meet up in person and chat about this stuff, because we are trying to bring more health and conscious food into the locality here. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. And may you find your deepest happiness and fulfillment and more clarity and less suffering, and make the best choices for yourself, and may that ripple make the whole world a better place through everyone that you come in contact with, physically and energetically. All right, I'll see you soon, and look forward to seeing you in the comments or in the next video.